Leaders of South Korea and African states agreed to launch a high-level dialogue on expanding cooperation on the supply chain of critical minerals. Let's discuss why this is a huge step with Professor Cho Wonbin. Welcome.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you here. You're welcome.
Why such a pledge on the supply chain of critical minerals? Why is it so important?
Africa holds 30% of the world's mineral reserve. Many of them are critical to renewable and low-carbon technologies, including solar, electric vehicles, and battery storage, and green hydrogen. Korea has most advanced technologies on those industrial sectors. Competition for access to the African continent, critical minerals will increase dramatically, placing Africa at the heart of the green energy future. So expanding cooperation on the supply chain of the critical mineral between South Korea and African states should ensure that both parties benefit equally from collaborative efforts. Over the past 30 years, the economic relationship between the two sides has experienced significant growth. Notably, leading Korean companies have made substantial investment in various cooperation projects across African countries, particularly in sectors like construction, energy, and critical minerals. As African development journey advanced and the developmental partnership between Korea and Africa evolved, I hold a strong belief that investment in Africa will naturally flourish, propelled by the collaborative effort between the private and public sectors.
So there's no better partner when it comes to securing the supply chain of key minerals. And the leaders couldn't stress enough how crucial it is to promote people-to-people exchanges as part of their efforts to, tighten solidarity. How can they do that?
Actually, we have a K culture or K dramas, and Africa has the Nollywood, which refers to the Nigerian film industry. It has been very popular among ordinary Africans. So cultural exchange can boost solidarity between Koreans and the peoples in Africa. Also, leveraging Korea's expertise in education and vocational training, alongside Africa's abundant youth population, present a significant opportunity for Africa's capacity buildings and skill development initiatives, empowering its youth and driving economic growth. Korea is also welcoming students coming from many African countries. The Global Korea Scholarship, called GKS, provides the opportunity to study at the higher education institution in Korea, both undergraduate and graduate level. In 2022, there were about 600 African students in Korea, of which 82 were under GKS. Since the 2024 summit, Korea will offer more GKS to African students.
Well, Professor Cho, I have to ask you, is there any particular country that has, lots to share and offer South Korea, or a country that you think has lots of potential to become a good partner of Seoul?
Actually, it is not easy for me to pick only one African country that has a lot to share and offer South Korea. I'd like to think Ghana has lots of the potential to become a good partner of Seoul. The Republic of Ghana is a country in West Africa. Ghana is a unitary constitutional democracy. It has maintained one of the freest and most stable government on the continent. It performed relatively well in healthcare, economic growth, and human development. In turn, Ghana has a significant influence in West Africa and Africa as a whole. Ghana produces high-quality cocoa. I think Koreans like the chocolates. It is classified as a mineral income country. Ghana has an increasing primary manufacturing economy and export of the digital technology goods, along with the assembling and exporting automobiles and ships. Diverse resource-rich exportations of industrial minerals, agricultural products, primary cocoa I mentioned earlier, petroleum, and natural gas. And as of 2019, Ghana was the seventh largest producer of the gold in the world. So it has a lot of potential.
Lots to offer. Now, before I let you go, Professor Cho, let's talk about the opening remarks given by President Yoon Suk Yeol yesterday. He stressed Korea-Africa security cooperation for keeping peace on the Korean Peninsula and Africa, especially in light of heightening tensions coming and provocations coming from the north. How can Africa play a constructive role here?
Actually, 54 African countries are members of the UN, and 3 of them are the elected member of the UN Security Council. As a member of the Council from 2024 to 2025, Korea is committed to contributing to fulfilling the Council's duty of maintaining international peace and security. In order for us to take the lead in the shaping discussions on the peace and security on the Korean Peninsula, as well as around the world, we need support from African countries. Korea aspires to become a global people state, which actively harnesses Korea's growing, strengthening, and capability in advancing freedom, peace, and prosperity in the international community. So we recognize the importance of the supporting African leadership and ownership in securing sustainable peace in Africa. Korea is committed to strengthening the capacity of the African Union and sub-regional organizations. The Korean government has contributed over $18 million since 2016 to support the AU peace and security activities. In addition, Korea has been actively participating in the AU-UN Group of Friends in enhancing cooperation, coordination on the African issues, both at the AU and the UN.
All right, Professor Cho, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good to see you.